Another thing from home. How many do you think ExaNova built before they realized it wouldn't work?
2 already seems like a lot. Throwing money around isn't exactly within the company culture. Neither is canceling a project for that matter. I'm not surprised that everyone remained discreet about this whole failed colonization business.
I am surprised by the fact my mom has never mentioned it to me. I don't think ExaNova wins colonization contracts on the regular.
These buildings look kind of old. Your mom may not have been head of the company then. She may not have been with the company at all.
Yeah, that's possible. Still, it's weird.
Agreed. I guess we'll figure it out eventually.
Hey, are you sure they canceled the colonization? Because we've come across a lot of infrastructure at this point.
I'm just telling you what I read in the archives.
Could it be that the archives are lying? Of course they could be. Well, there's no doubt about it now. Source was clearly colonized. Look at these. They don't look like research outposts. These are clearly dwellings.
I don't understand. Why would ExaNova lie in their file?
That's what bothers you? There are tons of reasons people lie. I think the question you should ask is, how was the apiary able to colonize an entire planet without anyone noticing? Where did the people go? What does that mean for us?
I would like to think it's good news.
Really?
I don't understand what happened here, but if Source had indeed been colonized, then abandoned, that dramatically increases our chances of finding something to repair the nest with.
That's what you call good news?
No small victory.
Okay. We'll make do.
Do you remember the first time you talked about leaving the apiary?
Of course. I'd had a shouting match with my mom. I was just angry.
No, before that.
Before?
We had landed the nest on a hilltop, we were stargazing, and you said, "Come on, let's go." I haven't stopped thinking about it since that day. I think that's what pushed me to dig into the Astro Company archives, which led me to find the coordinates of Source. I wanted to be ready for the day.
Wait, when was that?
I don't remember. Right at the beginning, you and your mom got in a fight. You hopped into the nest at night, and you picked me up at my house.
Was that when we went to the uplands?
Yes, the uplands, that's it.
Oh, dude, I remember. It was in Frocember. It was super cold out. I was freezing. I just wanted to get back into the nest. That's why I said, let's go. And since you didn't respond, I thought you wanted to stay outside. So I didn't push it. I actually caught a beast of a cold that night.
Wait, so that means if I hadn't misunderstood that night...
It wouldn't have changed a thing.
Well, still, that means we would have never known about Source. We would have never come all the way here.
I'm not buying your story.
Huh?
Why were we stargazing that night? You spent the entire night pointing out this and that constellation to me, wondering if there might be other inhabitable planets outside of the apiary. Other forms of life? You were completely obsessed with the sky. I was even trying to open up about my issues, but you barely listened. And off you went again, chattering about the comets, the microorganisms, or whatever. So, keeping in mind that you had access to this data about Source, and the fact that you are K, do you really think you would have never stumbled upon this planet anyway?
You might be right. Was I really that annoying?
Yes. I came to see you that night because I needed someone. I had nowhere else to go. But at the time, I regretted it. I was actually thinking it would be the last time we saw one another. But you insisted. And the following week, you came to see me in the evening with your little homemade cookies. We chatted all night, and I do believe that is when I fell in love.
Which means that beforehand...
We had known each other for like 3 weeks, Kay. Do you really think that I fell head over heels the first time I saw you?
I know I fell head over heels the first time I saw you.
Oh, okay. You just like my looks then.
No, that's not what I meant.
You mean you don't like the way I look?
I have a feeling there's no right answer.
Then don't answer. Wow. I was wondering if we'd ever find one.
What is it?
A drone charging station. For those that aren't built to harvest their own flow. Just like our old Dracker buddy. That would explain why its location was still in its memory.
You mean to tell me that this is some sort of flow pump?
No. I mean, that's exactly what it is.
That's awesome! Do you think it still works?
Let's see.
What's the matter?
It says system malfunction, error log sent.
Sent as in...
I don't know, Kay. Sent. Did we tattle on ourselves just now? If the apiary is receiving a message coming from source, they're gonna know it's us.
Hold on. Can this thing really beam a signal all the way to the apiary? We're millions of lumsec away from the closest planet.
Yeah, that's true. I'm probably overreacting.
Until we figure it out, we probably shouldn't stay near this thing. Wow. No doubt about it. The apiary went all out with this colonization. Have you ever seen such a large vid chat?
Yeah. I used to know someone who had one like this on his roof terrace.
Who?
Oh, a guy from Top. You don't know him.
Okay. Do you think this one still works? This should allow us to get in touch with Arena, don't you think? Yeah, okay. I get it. Only one way to find out.
Are you seeing anything now?
Nothing. It's all black.
And now?
Ah, there's a bit of white noise.
And now?
White noise and some skips.
And now?
Now it just skips.
Oh,
Oh, what did you just do?
I did nothing at all.
Then keep on doing nothing. I think the image just got clearer. Okay, I think it's all good to go. Are you ready?
Never been readier. This has to be the first time I'm actually eager to talk to my mother. Mom?
Arena listening?
Mom?
You? Is that you?
Yeah. Me and Kay.
Hello.
Where are you two? Are you doing okay?
We're on Source, and...
Oh no. Did you really make it to Source? You need to leave right away. The Council has ordered Hornet drones to be sent on your trail.
Yeah, we know that.
We have, taken care of it.
You are completely insane.
They started it!
It's even worse than I thought.
What? What is worse? Can you just tell me what's happening?
After you disappeared, the Council issued an advisory notice about you. That was a bad idea. People started to imagine things. That you might have managed to fall off the apiary's radar. That you might be starting a new life together in outer space against the decisions of the matchmaker.
And? That's pretty accurate.
That's the issue. You two have become a symbol. People are talking about following your lead. The Council cannot allow this to happen. And then there was this signal coming from a supposedly abandoned planet. Listen, you need to come home immediately. I can fix all of this. I can placate Lord Ozius.
What? Why Lord Ozius?
Because he's furious. What did you expect?
I don't understand.
Don't tell me that you're not aware.
Aware of what?
There are a lot of things we weren't aware of. Here's a random one. Source was colonized?
Yes, that is another issue. You weren't supposed to see that.
See what, exactly?
What have you seen?
Quit stalling. What happened on Source? Why aren't people aware of what happened in this colony? Why is everything deserted?
Okay. Yes, ExaNova has contributed to the settlement of a colony on Source. At the time, I was only vice president. And no one knows because it happened differently. Rather than integrating the planet to the apiary, they decided to make a sort of an external colony.
What does that mean?
It means that they only came in to plunder the flow.
It's a little more complex than that.
Uh-huh.
But yes, broadly speaking, that's it. ExaNova had just completed work on a new experimental power plant. Its drill could extract flow directly from the planet's core, then the flow was condensed to make transport easier.
Huh. That seems dangerous.
As long as the plant is properly maintained, it's safe.
And then?
The plant was not properly maintained. After about 30 years, the infrastructure started to age. The president of ExaNova at the time figured that replacing it would be too costly. Well, you saw the end result.
The rust?
I'm sorry?
The rust. That red stuff. It's everywhere.
Oh, that. Sure, kind of. But what I meant was the explosion. The capacitor tank started to develop a crack. The flow became unstable, which triggered a chain reaction into the core, and...
Did you?
Hold on. You precipitated the explosion of an entire planet just for some flow?
It's an unfortunate chain of events, which...
And the people. The people who lived and worked on Source. What happened to them?
Most of them were evacuated, but some weren't so lucky. I would love to give you more details, but you don't have a lot of time. The Council has decided to make an example of you. If they catch you here, there's nothing I can do for you. But if you come back now, I could probably smooth things over. We'll match you up with your respective mates. We'll get you to read a disclaimer letter. We'll make something up. Everything will be back to normal.
What if we don't want it to be back to normal?
I understand your frustration. I remember my younger years, but you must also think about others in the long run. The matchmaker may not be the best system, but it's the least bad that we found. Do you want to go back to the days of the Mark? Recreate the inequalities that the Elders have worked so hard to erase? You really think you're much happier now? That's great. But your selfishness has already left 2 other people in the dust. So now, can you imagine if everyone did what you did?
Everyone would be happier.
Of course not. Sure, everyone loves to complain about the matchmaker every now and then. But everyone is a lot more scared of what the alternative might be. The matchmaker is a guarantee. It ensures what we are building together will not crumble beneath our feet. The promise of a future. Durable, everlasting. Can you say that you'll hold that promise?
Why do you care? We love each other.
But you will also love your mates, and they will love you back. Love does not have to be a large fire which consumes everything. You have to build it, you have to keep it alive. Just like the chimney fires in fairy tales which keep us warm in the winter. Isn't that kind of love at least as beautiful as yours?
Huh.
You. Have you ever in your life had to question the love that your mother and I had for each other? Was it any less than the one that you share?
No, but...
Love is greater and more complex than you can imagine. Love always finds a way. You will always find a way as well. We'll have to act fast to clean up your mess.
Our mess. What mess? Is love a mess? Living together, is that a mess?
You know very well that's not what I meant, Kay.
No, I do not. Come on, you. Let's go.
No, wait, you can't!
I'm sorry I insisted on contacting her. I didn't think that...
I know. I'm used to it. Okay. Do you mind if we go back to the nest? I'm not really feeling up to anything, actually.
You know what? You're right. Let's go home.